This is One on One. The young man you see on camera is Daniel J. Watts. He plays Ike Turner in Tina, the Tina Turner musical at the Lumpfontaine Theater on West 46th Street. How you doing?
Great. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Describe this play for us. Some people think they know the story. Set it up for us.
The story of Anna Mae Bullock, who grew up in Nutbush, Tennessee. She moves to St. Louis, where she meets Ike Turner for the first time, who is this rock and roll impresario who is trying to figure out his thing. He had a whole life and career before he even met Anna Mae, who he changed her name to Tina Turner, found that she was a star that was actually brighter than him. And they created this new sound, this funky, raw, gritty live show. But what was going on behind, going on off stage was a lot darker, a lot colder. Ike was dealing with a lot of demons that he never figured out. 16 years later, Tina finally did what she knew she should have done a long time ago and finally left him. She moves to Vegas, where most singers go to die, and Roger Davies found her down there and took her to Europe, gave her a What's Love Got to Do With It, and she took that and...
Rest is history.
Rest is history.
So you knew about, as young as you are, it didn't take much to find out about what was said about Ike.
Sure.
Any reluctance to take this role?
Of course.
Based on what?
All the reluctance. Ike isn't a fun villain. You know, Ike is... He's not a fun villain.
There are some villains who are fun. He's not one of them.
Yeah, he's not like the Joker or, you know, Cruella de Vil. Everyone's coming in with their arms folded. They know what this man did to a woman who we all hold very, very dear. And that's fair. You know, I think that's a fair assessment. So kind of fearing that people wouldn't be able to disassociate myself from the role was a fear of mine.
That's legitimate.
Yeah.
For you to do that. How hard has it been to be such a mean and complicated character with those demons? Because you seem awfully well adjusted.
I'm okay. Ike is a person who grew up in the Confederate South. You know, as a black man, his music was taken from him when he was 19. He's considered the creator of rock and roll, but he was never given credit for that until years and years later. I think he was always chasing that credit, that acknowledgement. One of his wives he's been married a couple times. One of his wives was taken from him by her parents and put in an insane asylum. And allegedly he was molested as a child. Father was killed by a mob for talking to a white woman. All of this happened to him.
That nobody knows.
That nobody really knows, you know. And, you know, it's, you know, people hold stuff in. Nobody really, that's a lot of shame to carry around. And I think that's what happened, is that he just kept carrying. He never let go of that shame.
I'm curious about this. You said, we were talking before you got on the air, you grew up where?
Indian Trail, North Carolina.
So you come up to New York, you said 13 years ago.
Yep.
You got a big palatial apartment that you're paying big. You came up, you didn't even have really a place, you had a place to stay, but it was with a friend.
Yeah.
And you have a job, but it's not in the city.
Correct.
Why New York?
I visited New York my senior year in high school, and I got here, got off the plane, got to my hotel, went walking down the street, and this guy on a bike almost ran me over. And it was like, yeah, I like this.
That was it?
That was it. It was,
oh, come on.
It was just the speed of it. You know, I'm from Indian Trail. Everything's very, you know, slow moving. And it was something about it. There's this energy here that said, go, 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 go.
And it fit your personality.
It fit my personality.
So let's go through some of the other performances. Hamilton. Great experience.
Yeah, incredible. Crazy. I mean, it's one of those things that's hard to explain. Like Hamilton, I'll give you both sides of it.
Go ahead.
Hamilton is, you know, we knew that it was going to be big. We didn't know it was going to be this big, but we knew this was going to change the face of the American musical theater. And it was also a lot of work went into it. You know, it's a 3-hour show. by itself. So just the work to get it to 3 hours, you have to chop that down to 3 hours. And everyone's coming. This is the room where it happens. It's this club that nobody really knows what's in it unless you're inside of it. And sometimes it felt like working at Disney World. Like everyone's coming, having a great time, but you're working at Disney World. Like I don't get to ride the rides. I'm just, here. But, Prince is coming by, and then Prince will throw a party and DJ his hits. Barack Obama's swinging through today.
Just hanging out, just going to see Hamilton.
Yeah, it was
and
just,
they're there.
We know they're there.
And now.
So and everyone knows they're there. So there's this energy,
Can I do a couple other credits?
Sure.
So in addition to Hamilton, we're talking about In the Heights, Memphis. Is this the earlier 9? No. George, that can't be right. You haven't done 9 plays.
9.
9.
Yeah.
You belong on Broadway.
Yes.
Movies appeal to you?
Of course. Yes. I like to be able to go back and forth has always been the dream. Yeah. TV and film.
Real quick, tell me the jam is?
The jam is based on my great-grandmother who used to make jam from scratch. You can't make it a jar at a time. You have to make it in bulk. So she makes some for herself and give the rest away. So I've been writing stuff since I was 12, 13, and it started to accumulate. And over time, I realized I should share it as well. I got a band together. I tap dance as well. I would do some of my spoken word, some of my poetry, some of my raps to music. And over time, it's evolved into this thing, the jam. Most recent one is called Only Child, which is actually stripped everything away. It's just me and a DJ. And it's kind of just telling my story of how I started going to therapy and realized that I've been holding on to a lot of things similar to Ike Turner that I needed to learn how to let go.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
You're an awfully creative young man who has a lot of important things going on, and I have a feeling the contribution you're going to make to all of us is going to be even greater. I look forward to coming to see the show.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it.
This is Daniel J. Watts, Ike Turner, and Tina. Tina the musical at the L'Enfantin Theater on 205 West 46th Street. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. This is Steve Adubato. Good stuff. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, brother.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Holy Name Medical Center, the Russell Berry Foundation, New Jersey Sharing Network, New Jersey Resources, Delta Dental of New Jersey, United Airlines, Adler Aphasia Center, and by Berkeley College. Promotional support provided by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and by New Jersey Monthly. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.